Djokovic's reign of terror is finally over. After going years and years of not losing at Wimbledon, after over a decade since his last loss on center court, Alcaraz gets it done. Alcaraz gets it done. Djokovic is no longer the Wimbledon champion. There's people going on like those little funny comments where they're like, Djokovic, Wimbledon champion. It doesn't matter when you read this because he was just on that type of tear. But Alcaraz gets it done this Sunday, July 16th. Moment will go down in history as probably maybe the moment that Alcaraz took the reins from Djokovic as the best player in the world. And although he had won the U.S. Open and he had the number one ranking, it was still kind of understood that Djokovic was the best player in the world. You know, some people might still have him there. He did win the Aussie Open. He did win the French Open. He got to the final of Wimbledon. So if he wins the U.S. Open, he'll still probably be regarded as, you know, the main man, the number one, the head honcho. But Alcaraz did win the U.S. Open. He's a current reigning U.S. champion. He's a reigning Wimbledon champion. And he looked good today, man. He looked good after all those nerves that he had at Roland Garros, where, you know, his fitness, it cost him his fitness. Basically, that's the reason he wasn't able to finish Roland Garros semifinal against Djokovic, is because his thoughts got him nervous. The moment was a little too big. You know, playing Djokovic in the semifinal of a Grand Slam, big moment. But he definitely rose to the occasion today, and it didn't always look like that. So that made it more impressive. The fact that Alcaraz got spanked 6-1 in the first set, and he came back and he won. Like, that's so impressive. That's so impressive. Like the magnitude. Like, it could have been so easy for him to be like, you know, it's not my day. He's won these like last four. He has the most Grand Slams ever. He's the GOAT. Like, it could have been easy for Alcaraz to pack it in and just go through the motions after getting spanked 6-1, but he bounces back in the second, wins in a tiebreak, and then makes his own 6-1 against Djokovic to take a 2-1 set lead. And then in the fourth, Djokovic, you know, that experience, that winning mentality makes him hang in there, breaks Alcaraz, and we're going to a fifth, which is crazy. Most people would have probably thought Djokovic was going to win that with all the experience, with, you know, all these back-to-back championships that he was defending. Like, it just looked like Alcaraz had taken such a big momentum, like at the end of the third, and for Djokovic to wrestle it back and win the fourth, it kind of felt like it was teetering back towards Djokovic. And the fact that Alcaraz was able to get an early break in the fifth and just basically play a flawless fifth, and to start when it was 5-4 and Alcaraz was serving for the match, he lost the first point on a drop shot, and he follows that up love 15 with another drop shot, and he ended up winning the point. But it's just like the mentals on this kid is just insane. Like, this man, he forgets about the last point so quickly, and I think that's one of the most impressive things about him. And there's so many impressive things about him, like his backhand, his mobility, his demeanor, his swagger, his defense, his forehand, his offense, like his drop shots. There's so many things about him, but his mental is just insane. Like love 15 just missed a drop shot, trying to close out the match. You have the GOAT on the other side, and you just next point you just go for another drop shot. Insane. In that moment, just I could not believe it. Like, this guy is, like I said, he's not just the future, he's the present. The future is now, and his name's Alcaraz. Like, it's insane how good Alcaraz is, and I'm excited. As a tennis fan, I'm so excited to see him. I'm even thinking about getting U.S. Open tickets. Like, I want to go see him live. I want to go see him defend his title. Like, this guy is insane. And, you know, he does have some competition around his age. Like, that next gen, I'm kind of over the next gen. Like, I don't think Tsitsipas, Zverev, Medvedev, but all of those guys, even Rublev, and I love Rublev. Like, I think those guys, they're going to have to wait till Djokovic. retires, and maybe they'll be able to wrestle one away from Alcaraz. But the main competitors for Alcaraz are probably going to be Rune and Sinner for sure. Even though he got spanked by Djokovic, but he's played some close matches with Carlos Alcaraz. And then even Musetti has shown some promise. We'll see if he catch up to the other two. But pretty much Rune and Sinner, like those two, and Alcaraz will be the main guys going forward. I think I rank them above, like definitely above Zverev and Tsitsipas. Maybe not above Medvedev because when he gets hot too. But this is all about Alcaraz, dude. Like the kid's 20 years old. He's a phenom. He's arrived. He's officially arrived. Like if you didn't believe it at the U.S. Open, and you got some doubts with the way that he wasn't able to really finish Roland Garros, like this should be it. He's also the first person to win a tournament leading up to Wimbledon, like Queens. I think that was one of the stats rolling around. Like, oh, no player has won a tournament preceding Wimbledon and then won Wimbledon as well. He's already breaking these little records that you got to be like an older, more established player to be breaking these lower records as your career progresses. He's 20 years old and he's beating records. Like, it's crazy. It's insane. And he's humble and he has a swagger. Like when he scores a big point, he looks at his box and he just lifts his chin up. Like I find that so cool. Like I like people that have personality and swagger and they bring some of that other sports swagger into tennis. It's not just, suit and tie and stuff like that and like robotic. Like I like that. I like players to have a little bit of personality. And Alcaraz just has everything. He has the personality, he has the game, he has the respect for the other opponent. Like he has everything. This guy is insane. And I'm happy, I'm privileged to be able to see him. And Djokovic's reign of terror at Wimbledon is over. By no means does this mean Djokovic is washed or anything. Like this guy put up a great match. He still looks really good. Maybe his serving wasn't that good today, and there were some moments where he could have played a point a little better. Also, the wind didn't help, but I think Djokovic still has like 3, 4, 5 good years. So I'm super pumped to see this Djokovic and Alcaraz rivalry progress. And like I said, I would not be surprised if they meet in the U.S. Open final in just 2 months time or like less than 2 months time. I could definitely see that.